Hey guys, this is Dr. Drew Kidwell here with Piedmont Concierge Physical Therapy.
And I'm Amanda Fournier, coach at Bull City CrossFit.
And today we wanted to talk about the overhead squat and the requisite shoulder mobility for that. So a lot of times we'll see with patients and athletes in the gym, we'll see a lot of difficulty with accepting the bar in that overhead squat position. So what Amanda's gonna do, she's gonna demonstrate a good overhead squat technique and shoulder position. So go ahead, Amanda. Good, so her arms stay nice and vertical and her knees are translating over her toes. Go ahead and do one more. And now she's gonna demonstrate as if she didn't have good ankle mobility, because that's one of the first things we wanna look at if someone's having a hard time getting in that overhead squat position. So Amanda's gonna come all the way up to the box, and being up to the box, this is gonna prevent her knees from translating over her toes. So go ahead and demonstrate that for us. So you notice how her trunk is going more horizontal and dumping forward. And this is gonna put a lot more strain and stress at the shoulders, obviously. And Amanda can comment on how that feels.
Yeah, I would not want to do a workout like that.
So now what we wanna do, I wanna show you a drill to help address ankle mobility, which can then improve your overhead squat position and your shoulder position. All right, so we wanna talk about that ankle mobility drill. So what you'll do is you'll loop a band around the rig, and you're gonna go ahead and put your foot in the band, and your foot's gonna go up on the box. Now the band placement's really important. So you want the band to be underneath the ankle bones on either side. So you don't want the band up here. You want it down in through kind of the crease of the ankle right here. And so on either side of that ankle bone, and you're gonna keep your foot flat on the box, and then just move your knees forward over your toes. Hang out here in this position for about 5 seconds. You can even have a kettlebell on top of your knee to help with this stretch. Hang for about 5 seconds and then go back to the starting position. And you're gonna do this 8 to 10 times, holding for about 5 seconds. And you'll notice a lot of really good improvement in your ankle mobility with this.
One of the most common faults we see with the overhead squat is the internal rotation of the shoulder. I like to call it a shoulder dump. When someone is squatting overhead, that shoulder will rotate forward. And we'll see the same thing even when they're receiving a snatch, either most common in the bottom of the squat. So when they're squat snatching, those shoulders will roll in the receiving position and as they stand up. So having good shoulder position in the overhead squat will translate to the snatch.
So Amanda's gonna demo what that shoulder dumping looks like. So she's gonna do a few reps, and just note her shoulders. She's gonna do a few reps, how they are rolling forward and dumping forward, which is obviously not gonna be too great for the front part of that shoulder. If you're doing this high volume snatches or overhead squats in a workout, it's not gonna end up being too great, right? And so what we wanna do is we wanna look at the strength of her periscapular muscles. So your mid-trap, your rhomboids, those lower trap muscles that attach onto the shoulder blades. We wanna do some work in strengthening those specific muscles. So here's a great drill that you can do for that. So what Amanda's gonna do, she's gonna get in this harness here, this band around the rig, and she's gonna put this around the widest part of her hips, and she's gonna sit back into this. So this is gonna allow her to assume that bottom of the squat position and not fatigue out. So she's gonna sit back using the band just to assist her, and I'm gonna give her these 2.5 pound weights. So just really light weights, and she's gonna demonstrate getting into that overhead squat position, and she's gonna be really squeezing through here in between her shoulder blades. So you can do one arm at a time, and then you can also do both arms at the same time. And again, doing sets of 8 to 10. This is extremely difficult if you've never done this one before. So give it a try, let us know what you think.